Hey everybody, Raya here from thesubstream.com, and I'm here with Mike, also from thesubstream.com, and he saw a movie last night. Mike, what movie did you see?
Thanks, Ryle. What a great introduction. I saw Amelia. It was directed by Mira Nair, and it stars Hilary Swank and Richard Gere and Ewan McGregor, and it's the story of Amelia Earhart. It was okay. It's an perfectly fine movie. It's, really well-directed, solidly acted, kind of completely joyless. Really interesting story. Amelia Earhart, Hilary Swank. Everybody's heard of Amelia Earhart. She was, during the time that she was alive, the most famous woman in America, and after she died, probably even more famous than that, because everybody's wondering where on earth she disappeared to. She got criticized for taking too many risks. Very kind of interesting biopic movie. It's interesting because the person is important, but at the same time, Die Hard is a little bit more entertaining. The last half an hour, Amelia Earhart's kind of ultimate trip trying to fly around the world, that is spectacularly well handled. The last half an hour is great. Other than that, just kind of good, solid, inoffensive, mildly entertaining movie.
The fact that she was famous for being a female pilot, does it sort of try and make any comment on that or stress that part of her life? Does it show her applying to flying school and the guy going, "Wait a minute, you're a lady"?
It's kind of handled a little bit, but it's not like it's not like A League of Their Own. She has some trouble, but it's handled really elegantly. And I mean, the movie's a lot better than kind of I've been able to communicate the message that women can do anything, and she was competent, and not just that she was competent, but that she was cocky and overconfident, the way that male heroes in this kind of movie often would be. She's not G.I. Jane. She's not plucky. She doesn't get held down until she eventually proves herself. She cheats on her husband. She is mean to him. She's thoughtless. She's greedy. She's a human being. Totally, and she's a human being in the same way that a lot of heroic male human beings have been, and that kind of is way more interesting. The good thing that Mira Nair and Hilary Swank, who kind of underplays it, it's pros and cons. On the plus side, it ends up being really kind of affecting and legitimately moving and interesting that the character's done that way. But on the other hand, it's not gripping or visceral.
It coming out when it's coming out, it's sort of you can sort of see the producers in pre-production thinking about how many Oscars they're going to win. Any Oscar picks from this film?
I would say I think it's definitely going to get a couple of nominations, but I don't think it's going to win much. It's every year there's certain films that exactly like that, where you can kind of feel the intent behind a film, like Ray, like the Muhammad Ali movie, all of these movies that are about tragic, important, moving geniuses that have been alive in our lifetime. That's the kind of thing that the Academy loves to recognize. This film, however, I think is probably a little bit too on the nose. It's not particularly cinematic. Lots of shots of Amelia in the cockpit, and there's lots of shots of the ground. There's not too many shots of the plane swooping through the air, kind of. There's no crescendo, there's no climax. It's just kind of subdued and character oriented. Part of the reason everybody's been talking about it has been there's only been a handful of women nominated for Best Director. The Americans elected a black president before they gave a woman the Academy Award for Best Director. It's just so completely weird that it hasn't happened yet, and people are seriously talking about this year that it might happen. Like Jane Campion's got a film, and Mira Nair's got this film, and I think that it will actually. I will go now and say I think that a woman's going to win Best Director this year. I don't, however, think that it's going to be Mira Nair. I think it might be Catherine Bigelow for Hurt Locker.
Right. Biopic or biopic? Which is the correct way?
I think it's both. I don't think I've ever in my life said that word without also covering my bases by saying it the other way right after, as I did, I think, earlier in this video, where you say, oh, it's a biopic or biopic. Like, that's how you say it. I would have to give Mira Nair and Hilary Swank and Richard Gere's Amelia biopic a 7.9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know it's biopic.
You just said it both two different ways, right? One after the other. So you literally looked in the camera and said, I believe it's one way. Biopic. The pronunciation of the term is...
Biopic.